What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, the 18th of October, 2014. Kind of a shorter report this week. Not much going on other than Ebola, but there is a few other things going on. As always, first link below is going to take you over to the Blogspot post. That's where you can find all of these links I'm about to give you. Let's start off with the Ebola. Obama's new Ebola czar does not have medical or healthcare background. That's just great. What could go wrong? Are you friggin' kidding me? But what do I expect? Meanwhile, Obama authorizes National Guard reserves to fight Ebola. Is this on top of the thousands of troops we're already sending over there? What is the National Guard and reserves going to do to fight Ebola? What the hell's really going on here? Plane carrying Ebola patient was in other cities before isolation. That's just great. That's from 19 Action News, local out of somewhere. Meanwhile, Hawaii News Now has man doesn't wear protective gear on tarmac near Ebola patient. Did you see that picture? All these guys standing around in maximum safety precautions. This guy standing there with a clipboard. It kind of reminds me of a movie set. So I guess the one nurse from Dallas was taken to Atlanta. The other one was taken to Maryland. Is that what's going on? So is there anybody left in Dallas with Ebola? Is that why they didn't quite issue the... I don't know what's going on. This whole thing's messed up. I'll put a link to that. Belize confirms patient with Ebola symptoms on cruise ship off its coast now. Take that with a grain of salt. I haven't seen mainstream media reporting that he has Ebola symptoms, just that he was working with blood samples from the infected Ebola patient in Dallas. So, you know, for what it's worth. Big shout out to Belize, though. Belize, you know, this is a major cruise liner. There's thousands of people on this ship. Belize told this ship, no thank you, go back to where you came from. Would not let this ship dock so that they could take this person and fly him back to the United States. Belize said, no, you're going to have to deal with that yourself, United States. So right on. Other news going on, I've got just a ton more links on Ebola. I got like 20 or 30 links, you know, suspected Ebola here, person isolated there. It's going on all over the place. Just Google, you know, Ebola, possible Ebola. I'm not going to give you all those links because it's really... Does anybody really want those links? I'm getting tired of talking about Ebola. Other news, man emerges from NY subway grate to attack restaurant with smoke bomb. This apparently happened on the 11th. I'm not sure what's up with that. False flag, dry run, who knows? Passengers recall American Airlines flight tearing apart in midair. Flight from San Francisco to Dallas, ironically, coming apart in midair. Broken plane. Once again, didn't I report on one of these last week? Parts falling out of the sky or something? Kind of reminds me of the movie Airplane, and she's starting to shimmy. Biden's son discharged from Navy after reportedly testing positive for cocaine. You want something? Hush puppies, daddy with a side of cocaine. Put a link to that. That's kind of shocking to see in the mainstream, actually. Meanwhile, you can't talk about Biden without talking about Obama. Obama tombstone Halloween decoration causes controversy. This from Fox 23 out of Oklahoma. Oh, come on, it's Halloween. Just like saying you can't have a Christmas tree. You have to call it a holiday tree. Put a link to that. And one more, speaking of Halloween, plumpest pumpkin, 2,058-pound gourd sets record. Big pumpkin going on somewhere, I guess in California. I don't know, I'll put a link to that. Over to financial news. Did you see the Dow this week? Oh my God, it was down like 500 points on Wednesday, and then it was back up and down. Closed Friday, 263 points up. Still well below 17,000. 16,380 is where it closed. You know, it was just a wild week. You know, if you're somebody who watches the Dow, I watch it just for the doom factor. I am a Dow doomist, I admit that. The Dow really doesn't mean much to me. I'm not an investor or anything. It's all rigged anyway. Money has this stocks plunge Wednesday on global economic fears. This come out October 15. And a shout out to everybody who was hanging out in the GLP Dow doom thread on Wednesday. That was interesting stuff. Reuters has this: central bankers may not have quick fix to Central bankers may have no quick fix as markets and the economy weaken. This come out October 15. They're getting ready to pull the plug, makes you wonder. Meanwhile, representative says CDC worried travel ban over Ebola would hurt African economies. We're more worried about the African economies than we are keeping Ebola out of the United States. This is messed up. I got one more on the financial bin. Fighting ISIS, $1.1 billion already spent just beginning this 30 years of war to come. Over to New World Order Police State News. Unconstitutional free speech ban is on its way. This came out from the Examiner on the 5th of October. Another article here talking about your rights are slowly going away. Meanwhile, university officials threaten students passing out U.S. Constitution. I think this is a new article, October 14, 2014. Not the first time we've seen this in America. How dare you inform the slaves that they have rights? Gabrielle Giffords begins 9-state tour on women and guns. Of course, she's going to be pushing the I got shot, you don't need a gun agenda. The Washington Post has this: D.C. to begin accepting first applications in decades for concealed firearm permits. That to go with the last one. Some good news this week in the police statement. Right on. Anti-terrorism bill. Police to get power to secretly search suspects' homes. More of this going on from The Guardian, yada yada. And one more from Swan. Oath. Shout out to the Nashville cops. Oath upheld. Nashville cops refuse Secret Service request for illegal search on Obama critic. This come out October 15. Haven't looked into that, but very interesting headline. Right on. I'll give credit where credit's due. Over to World War III news. Obama faces growing pressure to escalate in Iraq and Syria. This from the Washington Post on... I guess the date's further down in the article. I'm sure it's new. Obama's top military advisor warns of possible ISIS attacks in Baghdad. October 12. We've been hearing about ISIS is going to attack Baghdad for like 6 months. You know, they've been close to Baghdad for 6 months. I mean, what's going on here? Mail Online has this. Does ISIS have an air force? We've heard this before, too. Terrorist fighter pilots are being trained on captured MiGs by Saddam Hussein's ex-Air Force officials. This come out October 17. You know, MH370, anyone? I don't know. Putin says gas deal with Ukraine for winter is for winter months only. Meanwhile, Ukraine says there is no deal. I don't know what's going on. Still friction between Ukraine and Russia. Meanwhile, check this out. I thought this was a cool story. Nobel Peace Prize winner to Obama. U.S. drone attacks fuel terrorism. You know, speaking to someone who has a Nobel Peace Prize for doing nothing but bringing oppression on people around the world. USA Today, China appears to pick up trail of tiger Putin released. Apparently they're saying Putin released his tiger into China. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. Big quakes in the past week. 7.3 out of Nicaragua. 6.3 off the coast of Japan. Wait, that was from 10/11. I'll put this link from the USGS. Apparently only a couple big ones in the past week. Big quakes on the left, small quakes on the right. 5.1 out of Indonesia. 3.3 Alaska. 3.6 Alaska, yada yada. Did you catch the global incident earthquake map yesterday? Apparently showing a 12.0 earthquake off the western coast of Africa, right around the same place where the Ebola outbreak's going on. Someone's sick joke or predictive programming, I don't know, it's not there anymore. But I did get screen caps, just in case. Other news going on, please keep the people of Bermuda in your thoughts as Hurricane Gonzalo pounds Bermuda with strong storms. This posted an hour ago as I post this from BBC World. Meanwhile, people in Hawaii can be relieved. The storm that they thought was going to hit the Big Island is apparently passing south. I'll put a link to that. Be advised if you're in Hawaii. Sheila Aliens has this. Recent meteors caught on camera over Japan and Iowa. This came out October 16. Great article there. ABC News has this. Abandoned mines spill orange sludge in Arizona. This came out October 15. That kind of reminds me of the movie Fire Down Below. Meanwhile, a 58-foot-long fin whale with huge bite marks has washed up on Long Island. That thing's huge. Kind of reminds me of the movie Jaws. Over to strange and bizarre news. Got some strange news this week. Spider gets trapped underneath man's skin. That's right out of the first X-Files movie. Check that out. Man, that is freaky. A parrot missing for years returns speaking Spanish. This is out of California. Apparently it flew south for the winter. I don't know. ABC 33 says ammunition removed from Walker County's man's leg outside USB high. Apparently he had an explosive device in his leg. Be advised. This came out of where is this? I don't know, local media somewhere in the United States. Somebody had an explosive device in his leg. UFO refuels in jet chemtrail over Amsterdam. Video. This is from the Examiner. Check that. I don't know. Check it out. What do you think about that? A teen was arrested for having sex with a stuffed horse in a Florida Walmart. I don't even know what to say to that. Meanwhile, I wanted to follow that up with truck with huge photo of breasts cause hundreds of car accidents. Where did this happen at? I believe somewhere overseas. Be advised, boob doom. We got to throw a little humor in there, otherwise we're all going to go crazy. For all of the news, please check my favorite videos. I've favorited lots of videos over the past week. Thank you to everybody who puts out content. Definitely pull it up. Let's at least check over the title, see if there's anything you don't know about. Got some shout-outs this week. Shout out to Please Leave Our Neighborhood. Rich white woman defends elderly black man from cops. Big shout out to her. This link from the freethoughtproject.com, October 10. Shout out to TheTrutherGirls. Haven't seen her in a while. She put out a video, Ebola on U.S. plains. We will soon see how bad it can get. 7 minutes Ebola video, but the way she brings it put a smile on my face. Right on. It's good to see you again. Put a link to her video. And shout out to Scott Anthony. Made a video Follow Friday channel's weekly channel roundup. Mention me in his video. I want to mention you right back. I appreciate that, man. He's also got some other links of good YouTubers you need to check out. Definitely big shout out to him. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you get sucked, it's the worst of YouTube. You never want to see it again. Please rate, though. It helps me move around. I do appreciate it. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new upload alerts. Always posted over there as soon as they're up because people sub me. They don't get my videos. Follow me on one of them. That's why I made the feeds. What a week, huh? Ebola. Is the Ebola madness going to continue? Is it going to spread? Is it going to get worse? I'm really kind of tired of thinking about Ebola. I don't know. What are your thoughts on all the madness going on? Reservists and National Guard being sent over to fight Ebola with what? I don't understand all this. Please tell me. Please clue me in. Help me make sense of all this. Until the next one, you guys take care. Stay safe always. I will see you on the next one.